Now I'm going to read some of The Little Prince from Antoine de Saint Exupery, now filmed by Stanley Donen for Paramount Pictures. This story is 91 pages long, and I shall probably have to do it in 12 parts or more. The Little Prince. This book was given to me, and it was actually part of Julia's collection for Mrs. Glover. It's got lovely pictures in it, and all the way through the book sort of have some little illustrations, an elephant thing there, and a snake, best portrait of the prince, sheep. It's ridiculous. These things. This scientists and people he meets, him raking his world, put a rose in it or something. I think that's what it was. 3 trees. Oh, there's various other things, but am I anything? And various other pictures too, but not worth showing all of the pictures. So, however, we start off. The Little Prince. To Leon Worth, to ask indulgence of the children who may read this book for dedicating it to a grown-up. I have a serious reason. He is the best friend I have in the world. I have another reason. This grown-up understands everything, even books about children. I have a third reason. He lives in France, where he is hungry and cold, and he needs cheering up. If all these reasons are not enough, I will dedicate the book to the child from whom this grown-up grew. All grown-ups were once children, although few of them remember it, and so I correct my dedication to Leon Worth, when he was a little boy. Once, when I was 6 years old, I saw a magnificent picture in a book called True Stories from Nature. About the primeval forest, it was a picture of a boa constrictor in the act of swallowing an animal. Here is the copy of the drawing. In the book it said, "Boa constrictors swallow their prey whole, without chewing it. After that they are not able to move, and they sleep through the 6 months that they need for digestion." I pondered deeply then over the adventures of the jungle, and after some work with a coloured pencil, I succeeded in making my first drawing. My drawing number 1. It looked like this. I showed my masterpiece to the grown-ups and asked them whether the drawing frightened them. But they answered, "Frighten? Why should anyone be frightened by the hat?" My drawing was not a picture of a hat, it was a picture of a boa constrictor digesting an elephant. But since the grown-ups were not able to understand it, I made another drawing. I drew the inside of the boa constrictor so that the grown-ups could see it clearly. They always need to have things explained. My drawing number 2 looked like this. Okay. The grown-up's response this time was to advise me to lay aside my drawings of boa constrictors, and whether from the inside or the outside, and devote myself instead to geography, history, arithmetic, and grammar. That is why, at the age of 6, I gave up what might have been a magnificent career as a painter. I had been disheartened by the failure of my drawing number 1 and my drawing number 2. Grown-ups never understand anything by themselves, and it is tiresome for children to be always and forever explaining things to them. So then I chose another profession and learned to pilot planes. I have flown a little over all parts of the world, and it is true that geography has been very useful to me. At a glance I can distinguish China from Arizona. If one gets lost in the night, such knowledge is valuable. Such ends first part of The Little Prince.